Here we're going to deal with knife skills. Two of the most important things about knife skills are A, you have a knife you feel really comfortable with. Most of your chopping jobs are going to be done with a big chef's knife like this, and B, that the knife is sharp. Now the most common way of sharpening a knife is on a steel. I'm quite good at sharpening a knife, so I'm just sharpening my knife at a 45-degree angle, equal amount of times on each side. Now the way to get to that is to start off by holding your steel down against the board and just trying your knife at a 45-degree angle from top to bottom. And eventually, when you're comfortable with doing this, you can start sharpening your knife like a professional. So with your knife nice and sharp, you're ready to chop. Now, the common misconception is that people chop up and down. If you look at any chef chop, you'll realise they use one of two methods. Either they chop in a rocking motion, or they chop drawing the knife back. Always with their hand, which isn't holding the knife, held like a claw, with the knife pushed against the middle part of their fingers and the bottom of their fingers tucked in. The hand is never flat. So to show you, we'll start with some celery. Using the rocking motion and holding the knife against our fingers, we're just going to slice some celery. This stage, don't worry about speed. When you get confident chopping, the speed will come. The other thing about holding the celery like this, it gives you an indicator as to how thick or how thin you want to slice the celery. So if you want big chunks, move your fingers down. If you want thin chunks, then just gradually move your fingers along. So there we have some nicely sliced celery. So here we've got a carrot. To chop our carrot, to chop anything round, because it's round and it's going to move around on the board, you want to stabilise it, and you also want an edge to work against. So this is called squaring off. Squaring off just means to take the four sides of, in this case, your carrot, but anything that's round, potato, piece of celeriac, you just square it off, which gives you four sides to work against. Here we're going to do some batons. So we want nice thick slices, and then we just pile the slices up, holding the knife against them, and then just slice down. So what we have here are batons of carrots, perfect for crudité or serving raw with dips in salads. And from our batons we get a uniform dice. So you simply hold the batons down and then just cut again, and from there you have a dice of carrot. So employing exactly the same method, we get to two cuts called julienne and brunoise. We just slice the carrot a lot thinner, and then we just pile those up. And from there we hold our pile of carrot, and then slicing those just as we did with baton, very finely. You get very finely shredded carrot, which is known as a julienne. And then for a very fine chop, you do the same as we did with the dice. You chop that again, and then you get a very fine chop known as a brunoise. And our brunoise, for shredding cabbages, lettuces, you get your cabbage and you need to quarter it first, because it's got a core running through the middle. Quarter your cabbage, then just cut the core out, working against the natural angle of the core, then sit it on its side to stabilise it, and then working against the leaves, you just cut down to shred your cabbage. So there we have a shred of cabbage. And for a very fine shred, known as a chiffonade, this can also be done with lettuce leaves, or as I'm about to do here, with herb leaves like basil, mint, parsley. Rather than finely chopping them, you get yourself a pile of leaves, you curl them up like a cigar, and then you just finely shred using the rocking motion. And there you have a very fine shred of basil, which is known as a chiffonade. And those were knife skills.